Science always seems to be accelerating at an incredible pace, with new ideas fast superseding older ones. New concepts rely on previous ideas, gradually improving them and leading humanity step by step into a more certain future. However, the truth is much more surprising than this. Science moves in fits and starts. A step forward might be followed by two steps backward, or a stumble and fall into oblivion. Here are 20 amazing inventions, conceived by the greatest minds in history, that we have completely lost. Either the prototype or the plans, or both, have vanished, and all we have left is the initial idea of the invention, the purpose for which it was conceived. These inventions will make you laud the human genius that came up with them, and wail the loss that we have suffered. First, the death ray. Nikola Tesla, among his many notable achievements, is said to have been the inventor of telephos, not so cryptically nicknamed the death ray. Allegedly this device, which many tried to steal from Tesla, was able to shoot beams that would destroy anything in its path for some 200 miles. Even more amazingly, the device could construct its own power wall to defend itself and its user. His designs have perished completely. Do you think it was a good or a bad thing? Second, Greek fire. Many researchers have put countless hours into discovering the mysteries behind the legendary Greek fire, used during the lengthy Byzantine, East Roman Empire, which survived the fall of ancient Rome until the 15th century. This was a military weapon used in sea battles. The fire was able to burn everything without being put out. It could even travel over water, like God. The knowledge of the ingredients that made this incendiary substance were confined to a few important military personnel. The fall of the empire to the Turks meant that this secret has been lost, perhaps irretrievably. Third, anti-gravity device. During the 1950s, when technological advancements were conducted in secret, in the interests of government's military planning, Thomas Townsend Brown was reputed to be behind some extraordinary experiments in the field of aviation. Allegedly, Brown found that anti-gravity or electrogravity technology could be applied to the science of aviation to explain UFOs and launch aircraft that had no need for fossil fuels for their propulsion. The data and the discoveries he and his team uncovered remain unknown, or classified as secret. Fourth, Sloot digital coding system. Computers are quite amazing, and they are improving all the time. Yet there may be one discovery that we have lost, much to the detriment of humanity. Jan Bernhard Sloot died of a heart attack the day before he was due to sign a deal with electronics giant Philips, in his native Holland. The deal was said to be related to his creation of an astonishing system of data compression. He is alleged to have been able to compress a 10 GB movie file into the size of an 8 kilobit document, with no resultant loss in quality. How he did it has been lost, along with the floppy disk he had which contained his unique system of coding. Fifth, the Tesla oscillator. Tesla is also reputed to have built another destructive device, but he destroyed this one all by himself. His oscillator was able to resonate so quickly, and with such power, that the buildings around him shook and were threatened just as they would have been in an earthquake. As a result, he smashed it to bits with a hammer when he saw he couldn't turn it off. What a great man he must have been, but what an unlucky neighbor to have had. Sixth, the telharmonium. Sixth, the telharmonium. In the dying embers of the 19th century, a new and exciting invention was being conceived that would bring the wonders of classical music to the whole world. The telharmonium looks like a giant organ that was able to reproduce the unique sounds of many instruments and transmit them via telephone wires. Unfortunately, though the idea was sound and worked well, it took too much grid power to be considered properly utilitarian. We have no recordings of how the instrument sounded, and now no one knows whether any parts of it remain. Luckily, Newer inventions have rendered it obsolete anyway. 7th, the Library of Alexandria. Classical antiquity produced so much learned genius that we really have little idea of the scale of our loss. One site, the Library of Alexandria, Egypt, became the center of the Hellenized world, as it contained everything said to have ever been written. The amount of history, theology, philosophy, science, astronomy and mathematics that vanished when the library burned down just beggars belief. The dark ages that followed the end of the classical age showed what such a loss of knowledge means to civilization. Have we yet managed to catch up with those learned days? Perhaps not. 8. Archimedes' death ray. During the days of Roman and Hellenic, Greek Macedonian hegemony, there was yet another military device that was lost to us. This miraculous invention was a kind of mirrored glass that used the power of the sun to set enemy ships ablaze. Many historians of the days described the weapon, and modern researchers have attempted to create their own version. Yet, in reality, we are no nearer to finding out just how it was done. 9th, Apollo and Gemini space program technology. Incredibly, much of the technology developed by NASA that led to the first moon landing, and a stunning victory over the Soviet Union in the space race, has been lost. The reason for this is that since the projects undertaken in the name of extraterrestrial supremacy were so intense, they also happened to be rather disorganized. NASA technicians are trying to recover the information that led to the breakthroughs by working backwards to see how their predecessors achieved success. This is impossible thanks to independent contractors that NASA employs to work on various parts of the reverse engineering project separately from the main team. 10th, Wardenclyffe Tower and free electricity system. Mr. Tesla makes one more appearance on our list here, with perhaps his most interesting invention. He was contracted to work on Long Island by notable industrialist J.P. Morgan to build a wireless tower able to send messages across the globe. The rebellious Tesla took the money and instead set forth on his own pet project, a transmitter of free electricity to homes all over the world. Morgan indignantly dismantled the project and sent Tesla off packing. It's amazing to think that we could all have had free electricity, isn't it? Thank you for watching. If you like this, then please subscribe and like our channel, and share our channel.